In this video, I'm going to go over some directions on the 2.7 worksheet, which is curve fitting with linear models. So first of all, you need to open up this website. There's a link right here. And at that website is where you're going to enter in the data. You're going to make your scatter plots, and you'll also find the line of best fit and the correlation coefficient. So the correlation coefficient is the R value, and it'll be between -1 and 1. And if it's +1 exactly, it tells you that you have a perfect positive correlation. If it's 0, there's no correlation. If it's -1 or close to -1, then there's a negative correlation. So it's going to be a negative slope. So the closer to 1 or -1 your R value is, the stronger the correlation. So this first example here is a strong negative correlation. This one is kind of a weak negative correlation. There is a negative correlation, but it's not very strong. There's no correlation in this scatter plot. This one has a weak positive correlation, and then this one has a very strong positive correlation. And you'll get the R value. You can calculate the R value by hand, but it's a lot of work. So we're going to use technology tools. Okay, so here's an example. So I'm going to go through this example. You're going to pick 2 of the following problems to put in your scatter plot. Find the, tell what the correlation is, find the correlation coefficient, the R value, and the line of best fit, which we will do in the program at the website, and then answer some questions about it, and then answer some questions about predicting what would happen in the future. So the data is right here. So I'm going to do the sample data. So my data, I'm going to put the X values for the Akron and the Y values for Wellington. So you're going to have to update your own data here. Now yours, I wonder if you can copy and paste the data. I'm just going to try a couple. Copy and paste. So where's the instructions? I want to see how you can add your own data. Yeah, it doesn't really tell you there. So I'm wondering if this will add those points by I just copied them in like that, and I want to see if those points match. 140.25. It's a little hard to read my graph. Let me make this bigger. And 250. Yeah, these are on there. So it would be easiest for you to add your points by just copying and pasting. You're supposed to copy them. You're supposed to have X, comma, Y, but it added the commas for me. So that was pretty nice. Okay, put that back to smaller. Okay, so I'm going to just enter my data in by hand. So 33, 37, and then hit enter for your next data, which isn't that bad doing it by hand, except it's 33, 33, 67, so I already made a mistake. So don't make any mistakes. Okay, the next one's 37, 67, and the next one's 48, 65, 59, 61, 70, 56, 78, 53, 82, 51, 80, 52. Now, if you caught me making any mistakes, it's certainly possible because I'm looking at my keyboard more than I'm looking up. 73, 55, 61, 57. So when you do it, you should be able to copy and paste your data. This is an image, so I wouldn't be able to on this one. 49, 60, and 38, 64. Okay, so I've got all my data. I'm going to go to Update Plot. Now, I'm going to enlarge this again. It is not the nicest, neatest X values and Y values. I would probably have changed them, but I don't really see a way. Oh, I can set my window. Okay, so I can set my window to the x minimum being like -5. My x maximum needs to go to like 100. So this will make my numbers be a little bit better. And I can't change my scale. My y minimum I will also do as -5. I don't need the negatives, but that will give me a little bit of space so that I'm not. And I'll go up to 80. Oh, it says choose scale automatically. I can change that so that I can go every like 10 units for my x, and my y scale, I'll go 10 units on my y as well. That will make my numbers easier to see. Now, I didn't have to do that, but see, it's a little bit easier for me to read these numbers now. Okay, so now I could fit my own line, and I can move this line somehow. I added a bunch of points that I didn't want. Remove points. I didn't want these points. I was trying to move my line. Move my line. I have to click on that. So see, I could try to make my own line a best fit. I could be like, I think that this would be really close to a line of best fit. It definitely seems like there's a negative correlation there, and I can move it around. This right here is the equation of my line of best fit. See that? I can also display it. They said this was a better line, and I'm going to go with theirs because theirs is calculated with technology, and they've got it exactly right. So my line was a little bit off. Now here's their equation, the red one. So when it asks you in your Word document, let me put that up, to sketch the line of best fit, that's what you can do. You can make your own line. It'll be that green one. You can also let them make the line, which it's also called the regression line. Theirs is the regression line because they've calculated it exactly. The R value is right here. It's a very strong negative correlation. The show residuals, that's how they went about finding the R value. We're not going to worry about that. If you go into statistics, college statistics, you'll work on that some more. Let's see, anything else I need to do on here? And then I can use this to draw some conclusions about like what might happen, make some predictions. It says that use your scatter plot in the line of best fit. I'm in the wrong part. So their graph looks a little different than mine because mine goes from 0 to 100 and theirs is from 30 to 90 or so. But other than that, it's pretty close to the example one. And I could find the slope of that line manually, but the slope is -0.318. The y-intercept is 77.73. That's where the red line is crossing. So you don't have to find your line of best fit the hard way. You can use the tools that are in this program. I could answer questions about this, like I could say, what do I think the temperature in Akron will be, or what do I think the temperature in Wellington will be when the Akron temperature is 95? So I could go over 95 on the Akron, and then I could go up to the red line and say, well, look, that's at about 48. So I think it'll be about 48 degrees. Or I could, say, I can make a statement like, as the temperatures in Akron increase, the temperatures in Wellington are decreasing. I could say something like that. Okay, so let me know if you need more help with this assignment. Remember, you just have to pick 2 of these to complete. You can do all 3 for extra credit if you want. There's one on gas mileage. There's one on gallons and distance. And then there's one on the mean temperature and heating bill. So pick whichever 2 you're most interested in and complete them. Mostly you'll be using this website to do the work. Okay, thank you very much.